Hello, and welcome back to Speed Dating for Ghosts. Last time, we went into the Room of Liars for the first time, and we helped a ghost rob a bank, which is a thing that definitely happened. Let's see what misadventures we get up to this time. Hi, Fran. We've seen this dialogue several times by now, so I'll just skip through it. You return to the Room of Liars. The speed dating rounds have wrapped up, but some ghosts are still hanging around. This time we will go with Spooky Peter. You arrive for your date with Spooky Peter. A hall of mirrors at a roadside carnival. A clown's face, all smiles and menace, watches over the entrance. Welcome to my home. Inside are twisted corridors lined with mirrors. With only a slight reflection, it's especially disorienting to navigate these halls. Spooky Peter leads you to a specific mirror, taller than the others. The mirror's face is concave, as if to pull in everything around it. We are going into this mirror. Alright. Together, you step inside the mirror. Welcome to the Mirror World. Or as it's known here, Drororomit. That's the Mirror World spelled backwards. Do you see the eerie green? That is what happens when an image reflects itself. It takes on an eerie green. The more times a reflection is reflected, the greener it becomes. Just like this. That is pretty green. Thank you. Do not be afraid. Nothing here can hurt you. In the mirror world, the physical laws are upended. Am I really here? Or am I over here? Or am I over here? Perhaps it is all of the above. Or even nowhere at all. That's amazing. I thought you might be impressed. I have practiced these skills for ages. Centuries. It is not easy being green. Now come with me. The spooking hour approaches. That's 3 a.m. in case you're wondering. Where are we going? We are headed to a brownstone. A walk-up I know quite well. The second-floor apartment in a house going on 100 years. A student of the arts named Paul has moved in. He heard the rumors. The house is haunted, they said. He ignored them. The cost was worth the fear. Together, you and Spooky Peter fly through the void, passing countless mirrors in reverse, each peering into a life still being lived. Each mirror in the living world is actually a door. Staring into one long enough in the dark, or saying a spirit's name 3 times, that's like knocking. After a short trip through oblivion, you arrive at a particularly decorative mirror. A splendid haunt. Spooky Peter leads you through the mirror glass into a long hall lined with bricks on one side. There are still boxes in the hall. The mirror you stepped through is propped up against the wall. At the far end is a massive kitchen with original marble tile that does well to hide its age. Paul is sleeping. Let's get to spookin'. Spooky Peter leads you through the closed bedroom door, where a man in his 20s is sound asleep on a mattress. He is snoring loudly. Spooky Peter floats to one shadowy corner by the open window, then motions for you to do the same. I apologize if you hear the siren in the background. The curtain flaps over Peto's shadowy Peter's shadowy visage. He stands silently, hat bent slightly forward. He's just standing there. Should we shake the bed? Patience, protege. The aim is to be a presence, not a threat. Spooky Peter stands motionless for several minutes. Wait, no. 40 minutes? 40 minutes of doing nothing but standing there. Finally, he moves away from the corner. Watch, protege, as I tighten the knot. Spooky Peter sinks into the hardwood floor. Somebody on a dirt bike is passing by my neighborhood. The old wood lets out a loud creak, creak, creak. As steady as a pulse. Paul is still snoring. Peter moves into the ceiling and starts to scratch. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Like raspy breaths. Paul is still snoring. Peter is starting to look annoyed. He floats over to Paul and peeks in his ear. Some sort of orange foam. It obstructs his ear canal, preventing him from hearing us. Again, I am thwarted by the progress of man. Scratch on the wall. You scratch with one nail, long and deep, above Paul's head. It leaves a long, vertical line in the plaster. What if we make it a cross, just to be cheeky? Excellent work, protege. Faith haunts him, same as ghosts. The fear this will sow brings me butterflies. I am proud of you, protege. Truly, you are spooky this day. Aw, thanks. Spooky Peter leads you back into the hallway mirror. Back through this weird mirror world of his. Does this remind anyone else of a certain Goosebumps story, or is it just me? A fractal realm on the dull side of the Tane. What he said. Eventually you reach the mirror that leads back to where you came in. Well, this is me. Thank you for your company. This was fun. I am pleased. Before we return to the physical world, I should warn you. Time behaves differently in the mirror world. What may have felt like hours was in fact years. And what may sound like nothing is in fact a dirt bike. What is your problem? God. Anyway, sorry. A decade has passed since we began this date. I speak in jest. It's barely been the length of a talkie. The look of fear on your face. Spooky Peter spooked you good. He tips his hat to say goodbye. More dust falls off the brim. Guess I'll be seeing you. The breeze picks up and the rest of him blows away. Sorry about this one. No need to apologize, video game. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. Let's check out Spooky Peter's profile before we leave. Spooky Peter, Spirit of Malice. Years alive, 1631 to 1665. Cause of death, bubonic plague. Spooky Peter isn't his real name. It's one he was given by an author of famous, totally true ghost stories. Having been dead some 4 centuries now, Spooky Peter is the oldest ghost at speed dating by a mile. In life, he worked as a doctor, notably treating victims during the last significant outbreaks of the plague in London. The disease would ultimately claim him. And that's that. I think next time we will be paying Keo a visit. See how that shakes out. See you then!